Jimoh's exhibition downstairs of cartoons, the book that all of his cartoons that's been prepared. And also, of course, it is Nigeria's Independence Day, so we have many, many reasons to celebrate today, and thanks to all of you for coming. I'd like to turn things over to Peter Lynn for a minute.
Well, at lunchtime I saw Jimga in his Yoruba robes and that wonderfully apt hat, which if you look at it from a distance is so much like a court jester's hat. And I asked him if he chose that on purpose, and he said, of course. But I knew I had to come to the party, literally, and wear my Igbo chief's robes, which I was bestowed in Suka some years ago. But with his wonderfully impish humour and his vibrancy and his artistic skills, he's really touched us all during his time here. We still have one more month of him, although he is going to run away to Wisconsin very soon and speak to them over there. I'd like to applaud the initiative taken by Anne and the Centre in facilitating his visit here. And I know that Anne and Lisa and the rest of the staff have been very accommodating to him to make him welcome. This is his first visit to the States, so it's been a big shift. So we're just thrilled to have him here. And of course it's an opportunity for us to strengthen our ties with one of the great universities of Africa, the University of Lagos. And he'll soon be going back to defend his PhD on comic art. One of the reasons he came here was the man in the corner there with the white beard. Randall Scott, who's one of the top comic librarians in the world, and over 3 or 4 decades has built probably the largest collection on comic art in the world, certainly in the US. And in terms of African cartoons and comics, because they're sisters, they're brothers, we have a growing collection. It's very difficult in Africa. If you go into a bookstore in Africa and ask for cartoons or comics, they might do what they did to me in Malawi and just stare at me as if I was mad. So you have to fossicking around. It tends to miss the book trade. And so that was one reason why he came here, and of course the assistance of the centre. And so Ganiyu Jimoh, Jimga is his pen name. He's an assistant lecturer and PhD candidate in the Department of Creative Arts at UNILAG, University of Lagos. And he holds a BA and MA in graphic design and art history. He's already published earlier books before this one, which we're launching today in conjunction with the exhibition, and we'll go down there in a minute after Jimga has said a few words. But he's also published Our National Flag, Art and Socio-Political Realities in Lagos in 2013, the catalogue Legolas, and an article comparing Nigerian and South African cartoonists in the International Journal of Comic Art, which I believe Randy has contributed to over the years, and it's really
I'm on the board.
It's sort of it's a unique journal on international comic art, and sometimes comic studies are looked down upon by high culture people, but it's a growing area, and I should add that especially by people that lack a sense of humour, they often don't see the irony of the fact that cartooning is a serious business. And we'll look at that when we go down to look at these splendid cartoons in a minute. So we have this brand new exhibition catalogue, which was actually printed on the new cappuccino book machine in the library, which cost us $500,000. You can turn I know it's expensive for a cappuccino. But you can turn sometimes the world goes in big circles. So no sooner did we get to the digital age, and we had all these little cameras and little, Twitter and Facebook. The people are already thinking that's passé, and so they're now turning their PDFs back into books. So I've already had 4 orders today for this book from the Smithsonian in DC, from UCLA, from the University of North Carolina, and from the University of Leiden in the Netherlands, the African Studies Centre. So that is great news for Jimga's international reputation, but it means if you want a copy, you better move fast. And there will be copies on sale. He has a few, but I would warn you that they'll soon become a collector's item. Beautiful colour illustrations of the cartoons at the back, and there's some on the table here. And are you selling them, Jimga, personally? So you give, what is it?
The books?
How much?
Okay, for the staff and students, $12.
So it's
For
$12.
special collections, $22.
No, I've already made sure those international people. So I should add that Jimga will also contribute a chapter to a new book manuscript, and we have a contract for it with MSU Press. It will be edited by myself and your compatriot Teju Olanier at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. So we look forward very much to that. So let me just finish with a brief contextual note. Nigeria, I think we can say, was one of the first African countries to take the art of cartooning seriously, if I can play on that again. Notably by the great Akinola Lasekan, deployed by that giant of Nigerian independence, Nnamdi Azikiwe. On his influential newspaper, the West African Pilot, we have it in the library. And you can read about Lasekan in Jimga's MA, which is available online. And Zeke Azikiwe, in fact, was the one who kick-started MSU's involvement or love affair with Africa back in 1959, I think, coming here. So there is this connection that's been going on for a long time. The rest is history. So today there's an incredibly vibrant Nigerian press, many with their own cartoonists, and the role of the cartoonist in the past in particular has often been tricky, even tortuous, evading censorship, although things are moving out of that, I'm sure. And so cartoonists in a satirical but direct and humorous way remind us of the idiocies of maladministration and other social problems. And I'm sure, having seen him in action here, both in conversations, his seminar to the centre 2 weeks ago, the exhibition, the book, I'm sure Ganiyu will go on to even greater heights in his drawing and scholarship. So please now give your attention to Jimga.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I know a lot of people are actually wondering about my dress, which looks more like a parachute. So this is agbada in Yoruba language, and it's called a babariga or something in Hausa. So it's a very popular dress attire in Africa, in Nigeria. So I'm very, very popular in the southwestern part of Nigeria, where I actually come from. So, and politicians alike, special people, they actually wear it to functions. So, and I believe today is a very special day in my life and also in the life of Nigeria. So today marks the 55th anniversary of Nigeria's independence. So, and that is why I'm wearing this special dress. This is actually my wedding costume. So the last time I put this thing on was on my wedding day. So Nigeria is indeed special to me. So I really want to appreciate everyone for coming. So this exhibition, I want to start from the brief discussion of the exhibition. So the change we need is coming at the right time, because today is October 1st, Nigeria's Independence Day. Despite so many things we've been through, I think about 10 years ago there was a prediction, I think from the CIA or so, that Nigeria is going to break in 2015. So, and we almost got to that level in the last election. So, but we give glory to God Almighty, because we are very, very religious. So Africans are so religious. So even that is why, some people have in one of my cartoons, I've actually made a joke that even if a robber, armed robber is actually going to run, you would actually pray before going there. Can you imagine that? God, don't let them catch me. You understand? So we are very, very religious. So because of that, we've actually weathered the storm despite the diversities, despite so many problems we've encountered. So today, Nigeria is still one, despite the fact that we have, more than 250 ethnic groups in Nigeria. So we are still one, and we've actually turned, our diversities into our strength. So that is why today is very, very important for Nigeria. And also, if not for, I want to put it as God's intervention, the last independence would have been the last independence Nigeria would have celebrated as Nigeria. If not because of what transpired, in the last election, and because of the fact that I'm a political satirist, and because of the fact that some people are also privy to so many things that went underground during that particular period. So that is why we are celebrating today. So, and also this exhibition, the change we made is, the title is gotten from the ambience of what transpired. So what actually went, wrong in the last regime's tenure is what I've been trying to, transform into the visual form of satire in form of my cartoons. So that is why when I looked at all these things, when I came into this African Studies Center, I had a plan of doing my second solo exhibition. This is my second solo exhibition. So, and I did not have any theme in mind. So, but when I looked through the cartoons that I've produced through the years, from 2013, 2011 to 2015, I looked at them and I said, no, these are actually, we can't bring this thing out of Nigerian history, but this is the change we need. So we need this change so that we can move on to a better height. So that is why I've actually termed it Change We Need. So, and these works are full of satirical, satirical imageries. Cartoonists use humor and satire to comment on so many things in the society. So, and a lot of people, because of the fact that the works are mixed with humor, a lot of people try to miss the main function of what a political cartoon is actually serving. So that is why by the time we go downstairs, to look at the works, fine, they are funny, they are satirical, but at the same time, they are passing out messages. So, and that is why I belong to the corpus of the artists, that Nagori terms as those artists that have carried, obligations, artistic obligations of pointing out the ills in their society. Because art can be like the mirror to show us what is going on in the society, and at the same time can serve as hammer to shape our opinions about what is going on in the society. So, and I also believe, like Chinua Achebe said in his last book, There Was a Country, that if a society is healed, it is the responsibility of the artist to point it out so that we can see what is going on in the society. So thank you so much for coming for this exhibition. So, and I said something yesterday, I just talked about it, that if I have to design a card, to appreciate what African Studies Centers have actually done for my career, for my scholarship, this room will not contain a card. And that is the truth. So you've actually made my, stay in the United States of America for the first time so smooth, to the level that sometimes, I hardly forget that I'm not, in Nigeria in terms of, relationship and all that. To the level that, my faculty sponsors, Peter Limb and Anne, most of the time they call me, let's go out, let me take you, let's go for a lunch, let's go for this, But I'll be the one to say, no, I have just 3 months to spend, and I have a lot to do. I have a lot to do. I don't want to extend it. My wife is, at home, my family and all that. So I really, really appreciate this. African Studies Center, you've done wonderful, things in my life. Thank you so much. I appreciate the director, Jame Monsoon. So she saw me and she was rushing for a meeting, and she hoped that she would meet us here. So, and Biestika, thank you so much. You are such like a mother to me. Thank you so much. So, and Peter Lim, I really appreciate everything you've done. Peter Lim actually, my first shopping in US, he actually did that for me, and Nicole. My first shopping, when we went to Maya, and I was buying everything, and as we were buying, I was thinking of the Naira conversion. You understand? Hey, all these things we are buying, my grants will not be enough for all this. But after buying everything, he said, "No, Jimga, don't worry. We will pay for everything." Thank you so much. You are so wonderful. Thank you so much. And also, John Metzler. I'm so sorry, but I'm bothered. Thank you so much for your support. Every time he comes around to my office, Jimga, I hope you are getting ready for a presentation. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You are so wonderful. And also my exhibition curator, because for any exhibition to be successful, you need to have somebody that cares for the artworks, for the to get you because as an artist, you are thinking about the conceptual framework of your exhibition. But somebody must be there to think about, okay, how do we print this thing? How do we do that? How do we, somebody, that has that name that can be attributed to the best, to the most valuable painting of all time by Leonardo da Vinci. That is Mona Lisa. So I really appreciate Lisa Fuje. And also, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And also, when I was back in Nigeria, somebody was there. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't make it in August. I have to come in July. I can't make it again. There is change of government in Nigeria. There's no funding. So, but she's always there to tell me, don't worry. We can easily change the date. You can do this. You can do that. Lisa, hi. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And also, Andrea Makulu. Did I get it? Or I killed it?
No, you didn't kill it. You didn't kill it, don't worry.
Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate that. And also, Damaris Choti, thank you so much. And I must say something, when Anne told me, when we talked about the presentation, of on Eye on Africa, we had ways of presenting, back in my school in Africa. And I was like, okay, I'm presenting to the American audience. I need to get a feel of how that actually works out. And I must say that your presentation on Africa that I saw, on that website really, really helped a lot. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. And also my friend, thank you so much for coming. And Idris, happy independence.
Happy independence.
Happy independence. And also, I really appreciate everybody, especially Anne and Peter Lim, And also, I have to say that Peter Lim happens to be a chief from Izuka. Yes, Igwe. Igwe. So I really appreciate all this. And MSU, my stay in MSU has been so wonderful. So, and I've almost finished my chapters of my PhD, and that is so wonderful because of the fact that MSU has one of the largest collections of, cartooning materials. I must talk about that. So, and we need to really give a big thank you to Randy Scott, for actually managing this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, everybody, thanks for coming. So, I really appreciate this, and I also wish Nigeria a happy independence. And also, my friend, who is a Fulbright scholar here, is from University of Lagos as well. So, yeah, he's a Fulbright scholar and he teaches the Yoruba language, right? Here. So, thank you so much for coming. And I also appreciate University of Lagos for giving me the PhD grant and study leave to come here to expound, my research beyond the shores of Africa. So I've really, really met wonderful people who I hope to be coming to Africa, to America, often and often. Yeah. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
And on behalf of the African Studies Center, I'd like to present you with a small token of our appreciation for all that you've done here. Your visitors and
Oh, no, you gotta open it up now. Yeah, you got it.
They're cola nuts.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you.
You should open that, Jimga.
Jimga.
Oh.
You should open it because you'll
Sorry.
like it.
In I may be wrong, please correct me.
No, you are right.
In Africa, when the elderly ones give you something, you have to keep it. Exactly. So that it won't be as if you are rude.
American culture, you